Hello, not trolling here. Uh, got a video here for the PC6 config for Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. This fix should most likely also work with Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and most likely 1 as well. So the first thing you want to do here, as you can see, is get the latest dev build. A lot of people seem to be running on the version 1.2, I believe, because that's the last stable build they try and say. But if you want a game to actually run fully, properly, get the latest dev build here. You can just click the download for the latest dev build and you set it up there. But anyway, let's get into the actual config. Okay, here we've just got, yep, it's a game which is perfectly fine for fast boot. There's no issues that come up because of that. Game settings, that's all default here, as you can see. Config emulation settings here. As you can see, I've basically got it preset. I have enabled multi-threading and this for improved performance. There doesn't seem to be any problems in this game at all. No game fixes. Most games don't need it. Here, this doesn't really matter. Set that to widescreen. That's just whether you want it to be box shaped or fit your actual monitor screen size. And FMV is just for well, videos in the game if you want them to be 4:3 instead. And that's all just optional. VSync if you want it. Here, that doesn't really matter. Here, all just default. Okay, onto the main config for the video plugin settings. Here, I'm using the renderer OpenGL. This should work perfectly fine if you're on an NVIDIA card. If you're on AMD, yeah, you might have to do Direct 3D 11. In which case it's probably relatively the same. Probably keep that. You probably want to change this to full, just for the Direct 3D for some of the glitches. There might be a few more glitches that come up on the Direct 3D. I don't know, but I'm not certain about that. I can't be a thing. But anyway, this will work for most people anyway. Go on advanced settings and hacks here. Okay, the two most important, there are three things of importance here. One is the texture offsets. Okay, here you want it to be set at both of these, X and Y to 500. Basically, the lines on the characters don't quite line up by default, so that fixes that for the most part. It's still not perfect, but the lines around the characters, for the most part, are better there. I've disabled depth emulation, which brings up another bug, which I use increase the skip draw range to fix. But basically, without disable depth emulation, stuff like Threese's forehead, anything like shiny and mirror-like, starts, I think, having lining issues with the shadowing, possibly. And disabling depth emulation stops that from happening. And then we set skip draw range to 2 here. Just type in the number 2 and that should automatically come up 1 on the skip draw range here. So you want that set that to 2 and that should automatically set to 1 anyway. Just to fix the most basic bugs. Okay, that should be basically everything. I can show you what it's like with and without the if I reset all these. So if I just set this all to default, that's 0. Set this to 0 without any actual modifications here. Click OK. Let's resume so you can see the gameplay here. See, it runs pretty fine already. As you can see here, if you look at the bottom where his foot is, you might notice the lines on the gold plating doesn't look quite right. Also, the lining on the body isn't quite right. If you look around his hair, you'll notice the overpowering lines. I mean, this is of course fully playable, the state it's in. It's just minor bugs to fix. So the very first one, I'll show you. I'll just enable one thing at a time so you get to see what the point of it is. So first of all, we'll change that texture offset, which is just a very simple thing. It just fixes the line around the character for the most part. Oh, actually, you can also notice it on the Gohan character, the CPU in the background. See, it's not quite perfect, but it's much better than it was. It's almost right. So you see here, you can see the lines on the character are better. Notice the surrounding area seems to be fine. That is the one downside to using these fixes, is it will affect the surrounding area. So change these hacks to what you think. This texture offset is just a straight up improvement. However, with the disabled depth emulation, you see, look at his foot. You'll see the lines. Now if I click OK, yeah, see, the lines are gone. However, now, by default, it was now put in another issue where it seems to be, yeah, the line, if you've noticed, on the ground, you'll see the difference of where the line doesn't match up whenever I go to the ground. See, when I'm on the ground here, you can see the definitive line. You can then fix that by basically disabling the effect altogether, which isn't exactly ideal, but just set it to what you want. I've set it to this because for the most part I find it better overall. Continue battle. See now see that line thing problem's no longer there. However, it has also, I think, noticeably with the tree shadows, might now have issues. Slight issues, hiccups there, so it's, as far as I'm aware, there's no way to get it running without some form of bug. The bugs in the background are fixable. As you can see there, that, for example, there you can see the offness in the lighting. But yeah, that's about it for this video, I believe. That's the best state I think you can get it in. If you have any more questions about the thing, leave it in the comments below. If you've got any problems, yeah, also put them in the comments below. And yeah, that's about it for this video. See you in the next one if I make one.